Hey guys, welcome back to another Sorted George Garage with me, Julian. Our big block 440 for our 66 New Yorker has got a noisy lifter. So what we're going to be doing is putting in a new cam and lifter set in situ without taking out the motor. Here we go. The big block in question is this little baby here. Now, we put this back together a couple of weeks ago with all the tolerances and all the torque specs and everything else. If you haven't seen that video, you can check out this cheeky little link here in your top right hand corner, and you can see that being put together. We done a first start on it as well after it was installed. Yes, look at that. There's a cheeky little link just up there as well for that video if you haven't seen that one either. So when we got it running, there was a noisy lifter. I thought it might have quietened down as regards the lifters. They're hydraulic lifters, so they need to fill up with oil, okay? I was hoping it was going to quieten down. I've done about 25 miles, and it's still not quiet. So what I done the other day, I stripped out the top end of the big block, okay, stripped out the intake and everything else, and we took out the lifters and I gave all that lot a clean. If you haven't seen that video, there is a cheeky little link up here, would you believe it? And also I done a little video on how to strip and put back together the hydraulic lifters. Guess what? Cheeky little link. But whatever I've done, it's not been successful. I cannot get that lifter to quieten down. So what we've got ourselves another cam and another set of lifters. Okay, it is a standard cam for a big block 440. There's all your duration, your lift, and blah blah blah, etc. Don't ask me what all that lot means. I haven't got a clue. I know it's to do with where it is, how far it opens up, and how long it stays open for. But I'll let engineers and everything else sort all that lot out. I'm happy to buy it. There it is. Jobbed. I only want a standard one. At the end of the day, this is a 66 New Yorker. It is a C-body Mopar. These were family cars. They were business cars. They were freeway, highway, motorway cruisers. This has got a 276 rear end. There is absolutely no point in me trying to hot up this 440. It's not that type of car, basically. So a standard cam is what's going to go back in to this little lady. So what we need to do is strip off the top end again with the rockers and the shafts, but also we need to strip out the front end because the cam needs to go in and come out that way. Okay, so let's make a start. Here we go. Banging. Right, that's that lot done. All I've got to do now is just take off the timing chain and the gears that go with it. And then obviously all we've got to do is take out the lifters, the old lifters, and pull the cam out. And then reinstall said new cam and lifters. Here we go. Just gently come off the... come on. Nice and gently. You don't want to damage anything or bend anything. but these are only pressed on. There she comes. There you go. Nice and gentle. There she is, look at that. Just nice and gentle, guys. And that's it. Lovely. Right. Come on, up you come. Up you come. Thank you. Right, sorted, George. Just before we take the cam out, I had to remove this release bracket. This is the hood release. I had to take that off of the centre of the radiator support because that was going to be in the way of the cam coming out directly straight. I've taken out the fuel pump. That's just hanging down there. That's fine because of this rod. That needs to be down here, as it were, out of the way, because obviously that is cam driven as well. So we should now be able to take out said cam. Let's just give that a quick, yeah, here we go, lovely. Right, let's pull this one out. Here we go. Out you come. Now you still got to go careful when you take these out, because you've got your cam bearings and you don't want to cuff any of them, so you still got to go careful when you take them out and put them in. Come on, baby, here we go. Right. Right. Let's sort with George. Yeah, that's getting quite close there now. But we have made it. Look at that. There you go. She's out. And this is the space basically that you've got. Obviously you've got the front of the engine there, and then just there is the centre radiator support, and this is where this bracket was sitting. The cam tends to come out roughly about here. You've got the room, like I say, with a C body Mopar, but I think certainly with an A body, if you put a 440 in there, which some people do, and probably the B bodies as well, you'd have to take out the front grille as well, I would have thought. But obviously you've got a lot more room under the hood of a C body than what you have on the A and Bs. So right, sorted, George. Right, let's get cleaning of the new cam and install it. Here we go. Right, let's open up this box. Let's see what we got. Like I said, this is a standard cam for a 440 Mopar, big block. Right, that's all the lift duration, blah blah blah, like we had before. We've got some lube. Said cam. What's this? Warning. Failure to use comp cam's brake-in oil or comp cam's brake-in oil additive during the braking process could result in premature camshaft failure and may void your camshaft warranty. To learn more about proper camshaft braking procedures, visit compcams.com. Well, it's a good job I've got all the brake-in oil and the additive, isn't it? Right, let's get rid of that. Let's see what we've got. Get rid of that. Taken out of its bag. First things first, what I am going to do is give this a clean. Obviously that is fresh out the bag, but it's going to need a quick wipe over. Give it a quick clean just to get any last remaining bits of dirt, etc., off of the lobes or off of the bearings. And obviously the gear. Yeah, so let me just give this a quick wipe over, and then what we'll do is put some of this stuff on. Right, here we go. See, look, a little bit there, look. Right, here we go. Right, that's giving that a clean. Let's give this little baby a good old lube up. Now, obviously, because it's red, this now wants to look like a bloodbath. Oh, I'll tell you what I didn't do. I never poked one of these down here, did I? got to make sure that that is clean. There you go, look. There's a few bits that have just fired out of there. Right. Lovely. Okay. Right, now let's lube this up. Okay, let's put this baby in, shall we? Right, so we've got to get that lined up. Here we go. Gently does it. Let you get in there. That's it. Lovely. Next one. That's it. This is where it gets a bit difficult now, when you're getting down to the very last bit, especially this bit. So what I've done, I've got the cam bolt in there. I'm just gonna, this isn't actually the cam bolt, it is another one. It's a little bit fraction longer, so I'm just going to put some mole grips onto this bolt. Right, you go on the end there, and hopefully there you go. Oh, come on baby, there you go, that's it, there she is. Look at that. There you go. Take that out. And there's the original one. You can just sit in there, out of the way, so I know where you are. Job shot. Different bolt. Right. Now let's start putting this lot back together. Right, it's the next day. This is how far we got so far. What I wanted to say was the bolt that I used in the end of the cam, ideally you want to use something that is obviously like long, hence why I had to use vice grips on the end of it to give me that leverage. A head bolt will screw into the end of the cam, so and obviously they're nice and long to give you that leverage, certainly with a big block Mopar. What it is you, because of gravity obviously is pulling that end down, you need it to come up just that little bit to slide into that last bearing, but of course you can't get to it in there, so you need it here, this end. So yeah, that's what I was doing. That's why I needed to use the mole grips. If you haven't got a head bolt spare, a big bolt like that, a long bolt, which obviously I haven't because the engine is already built, then yeah, maybe a bolt that you've got and then some vice grips, give it that leverage. Hopefully that'll help you out. It did me. Right, I'm going to crack on and put this lot together. I'm going to put all this lot, the rockers and everything else in, and put the lifters in, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to prime up the oil system. Obviously I want the rocker covers on, otherwise it's just going to tip out everywhere. So I'm going to crack on, get all that lot up, and then we can lube up the system before I close down that last little bit on the valley. So I'll come back in a bit. See you in a bit. Okay, we're all together down the front end and the rocker covers. Obviously I've just left the front bit open. Now what we're going to do is just pour in all of the braking oil. I've got about 4.5 quarts I'm going to put in. I've got a new oil filter in as well. That's all okay. That's the remainder of the oil in the pot when I was letting the lifters soak, so that can go in as well. You can drain. You've drained, so have you. let's get the other two. That's the other half of that one. You can go in as well. And we've also got the break-in oil additive that's going in as well. This is quite thick stuff actually, which is great. That can go straight across there, across the cam, etc. You definitely can sit and drain. This is nice thick treacle stuff, this one, as you can see the difference. That's really good. That's gonna certainly help lube up that cam. You sit there. Right, you're done. So are you. Plenty of oil, lovely. And this is the stuff that you're supposed to use. So hopefully we won't have any problems with the cam breaking in. Really don't want any problems with that. You stay there and drain everything out of it. Right, so we've got 5 quarts and we've got the oil additive. So there's plenty of oil in there. Bearing in mind I've got to fill up the oil filter, so that's going to take a little bit of the oil, but what we'll do is get it up to pressure, and then obviously when we get all the pressure in that, I can then see the height on the dipstick and top it up that way, so it shouldn't be too bad. Get as much as that as possible. Thank you very much, I'll have that. Right, I'll come back in a second. Right, so now the oil is in there, we want to prime the system. So I'm just going to put the priming tool down through where the distributor goes, lock it into the oil pump, there you go. And we want to go anti-clockwise because that's the way that the pump goes on the big block. There we go. Here we go, here she comes. You can see it all sort of like coming out through here now. Battery's gone. Lovely, right. Right, sorted George, that's that done. At least we know the system is all primed up. And obviously we've got all the decent break-in oil and the additives, etc, etc. The new filter obviously has now just filled up, which is good. So when she starts up, she should just go straight into oil pressure. You know, everything's fine. Yeah, right, I'm just going to put all this lot back together again now. I'll see you in a bit. Banging. Right, it's the next evening, guys. Everything's buttoned up. We've got water in the radiator. I haven't put any antifreeze in because I don't want to waste it if this fails. We've got some fuel in the float, like fuel in the bowls. I've got a dwell meter hooked up as well because what I want to do, I want to use the tack. So I've got obviously earth to earth, and then the other one is on the low tension wire of the coil. That's how you hook that up. Now I've obviously been reading up on this because this is the first time I've ever broken in a cam, and what people are saying is the least amount of failure is around 2800 RPM for about 10 minutes. Then what they do is let the engine cool, and then they do it again. So I shall do this for 10 minutes. I'm going to let it cool obviously, and I shall come out tomorrow night because I'm at work. And then we'll do it again for another 10 minutes. So fingers crossed this will work. Like I say, 2800 RPM for 10 minutes times 2. That seems to be the least amount of failures people have, like if they stick to that. 2500 RPM for 15-20 minutes, they have a bit of failure, blah, blah, blah. But this 2800 RPM, 2 times 10 minutes, a lot of people are succeeding with that. So that's what I'm going to go with. So fingers crossed it works. Here we go. Keep your fingers crossed, will you? Right, here we go. Ignition is on. There's no time like the present. So keep your fingers crossed, guys. Here we go. Okay, that was a big fail. Well, it would appear that the crank pulley has come off. Turn a torch on for you. There you go. That's the sort of catastrophe we got going on down there at the moment. Some of the bolts have come out and let go. Well, I know I done them up all right. Probably with, like, obviously the belts pulling it one way and pulling it another way, and then the alternator pulling it that way. I don't know. Yeah, perhaps it just decided now that it's, you know, it's had enough. So, how much? Yeah, here we go. Right, let me strip this lot off. Let me get the fan and the belts and that lot out of the way. I can get the pulley out of the way and see what's happened. It can only happen in Sorty George's garage, can't it? It's unbelievable. My first engine build. Everything's got to go wrong. But then again, I'd rather it go wrong when it's here and whatever else. This is all part of the fun of it at the end of the day, isn't it? You know? Right, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, it's a couple of days later. Obviously, we've got everything stripped out now. As you know, obviously, the pulley came off of the harmonic balancer. It turns out it was the threads. Yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot worse if you think about it, with that pulley bouncing about down there. It could have taken out the radiator, it could have taken out the power steering pump or the pulley or whatever else. It could have even gone straight into my face, although that would have been made an improvement. But hey, it is what it is. Hey, speaking of improvement, what do you reckon, guys? Yes, Salty George, we got some logos and everything else on our clothes now at last. Proper uniform, why not indeed? Yeah, let me show you these threads. So if you have a look at these threads, yes, they are there. Don't seem too bad. You know, obviously the threads are there. Obviously there's going to be a bit of damage, etc., because obviously it's just been ripped out. However, if I was to turn this around, okay, and you then start seeing the threads like on the other side, I mean, yeah, okay, like I say, it has just been ripped out. However, I have noticed that on some of these, the threads are very poor, as you can see there. Now, that was something that I didn't really notice before I put this back on, when I put it back on the first time or even the second time. So, lesson to be learned. Check them. Check the threads. Check them again. Make sure they're all right. Bottom pulley. Let me just show you the bottom pulley. Turn the old torch on again. Yeah, we've got a little bit of an odd blonde one going on over there. That's not too bad. But there is, which one is it? I think it's this one here. Little bit of damage, where you can see there, where it was obviously sort of pulled off. But I've had a word with my mate. And yeah, we are going to sort it. So it's going to be, you know, me and him. We're going to sort that out, straighten it up. It's only metal. Right, just waiting for the new harmonic balancer to turn up. When that gets here, we'll have a look at that one. In the meantime, let me get on with that and I'll come back. 2 seconds. Well, literally, just as I shut the camera off, the doorbell went. How about that? Right, so we have got them both here. And you can see, let me put that on, you can see, hopefully, how nice those threads are. This is from a 72 GTX, this harmonic balancer. But yeah, you can see the state of them threads in there, how much they've worn. I was wondering whether or not this was aluminium, but apparently it's not. It is steel, so that's obviously why. Wow, yeah, I can't believe that. These threads are lovely. These are perfect. Well, hopefully now we shouldn't have that problem. Right, let's put it all back together. Here we go. Right, it's the next evening. We're all set up and ready to go. Obviously, everything's back together, and what I've got is a little tack, a little rev counter, because I want to make sure that obviously I am running at 2800 RPM. I don't want to be at 25. I don't want to be at 35. I've got a rough idea, but you know what it is. I don't want to get it wrong. So yeah, it's only one of them sort of cheapo Amazon ones, but it will do. So forgive the remedial wiring. It is set up correctly. And obviously all wires, etc. are out of the way. So it is safe. Don't worry. Let's give it a go. Here we go. Keep your fingers crossed. Again. Right, it's going to switch the ignition on. And that should sort of like do a little bit of a dance with the pointer. Right, ignition's on. I can hear it. Yeah, there you go. Fingers crossed. Contact. Actually not too bad. That's around I think we might have a little bit of a vacuum leak going on there or something. That's fluctuating a little bit, but then again, obviously we've only just started it. Let's get the choke down. No, don't die, you silly bugger. Don't die. Right, I'll let that warm up and I'll come back in a tick. Hang on. Timing may also be out, to be fair. Right, I shall leave it like that. Give it 10 minutes. I'll be back in a bit. Right, sorted, George. We're about 5 minutes in. The couple of minutes ago, the old cold light went out, so that's good. That's working all right. I'm going to go down here so that we haven't got the engine noise. Sorry. Yeah, the tuning probably. For starters, I want to say vacuum leak. I'll have to investigate that, but also perhaps the carb wants to tune as well. Bearing in mind, I've turned the what do you call it, the RPMs up on the screw. Smells a bit rich back here, so yeah, I expect the carb now wants to tune to this engine. Bearing in mind, I've only done like 20 miles before I actually gave it a proper. Before I wanted to give it a proper tune, should I say. So, which is certainly quiet. We haven't got a knock, so that's a good thing. Listen to that. That's a good thing. I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave the idle screw. That's what I'm trying to think of just a minute ago. I'm going to leave the idle screw where it is, so when I start it again tomorrow morning, it can be set in the same place. You know what I mean? So, right, I'll come back in a bit. Sorry, George. Okay, that has just had 10 minutes. Literally just a fraction over. Well, that sounded really good. Hopefully we won't have any problems like we have done in the past. It's cool, and I'm gonna do it again tomorrow morning. See you tomorrow morning. Right, it's tomorrow morning. Here we go. Right, let's. This is all cooled to the touch. It's cooled down overnight. Blah blah blah, as you do. Right, yeah. Let's run it up for a second time. Here we go. Sorry, George. Okay, ignition is on. I had to laugh actually. You remember just a minute ago when she stalled, and I went in the car to start it. I was like, well, why did I do that when I got this? A bit silly, really, wasn't it? Right. Come on, baby. Here we go. Contact. Right, let's come back in a minute. Well, she's still hanging around that 2800 RPM area, so I'm happy with that. Let me just go down here a bit away from the noise. Sorry, guys. Yeah, she's at 2800 RPM, so I'm happy with that. If I play you a bit of footage now from earlier or from the other video. Yeah, she certainly sounds a lot better, doesn't she? Absolutely. I think we have, I think that's going to be a win, don't you guys, to be fair? At last. Couple of minutes to go. And then we switch her off. I'll come back. See you in a bit. Okay, it's a couple of days later. Looks like we had a little bit of a glitch in the matrix. Glitch in the matrix. Because I don't know why, but when I got indoors I'd lost this footage, so I'm doing it again for you. Well, we're all back together, everything's fine, she's all running. I've actually taken this out for a run. I've done about another sort of 25 miles, I think it was. Let's put the old flash on, see what we got on the old speedo now, on the tack. Yeah, 50.8, so we're called at 51 miles. So we've done another, what's that doing? I call it 25 miles. So, right, let's just give this a quick start, as you do. And everything now is fine. She is running as sweet as you can now hear. I would say that that is now a win. Definitely. Right, let me just go and turn this off. But I would definitely call that a win, wouldn't you? And that's it, guys. That's how you put in a new cam in a 440 Mopar in situ. Like I say, if you've got an AB or an E-body, it might be a bit tight for you down here. This is now, if I put my torch on, there you go. Now it's all back together. That was the bracket that was in the way. The cam was going to come out around here, so obviously I had to take that out. But other than that, yeah, she went in and out in situ. I hope, guys, this video has helped you out in some way. Like, share, hit the subscribe button as well if you wouldn't mind, because it will help this channel grow. A huge thank you to everybody that has subscribed. I really do appreciate it. We've now gone just over the 1,000 subscribers. Guys, thanks ever so much. You are amazing, all of you. Thank you. I will see you on the next one. It's Sort of George Garage. Banging.